Michael Lane Bruner, and I'm Associate Professor of Rhetoric and Politics at Georgia State University.
And what did you think were some of the biggest takeaways, some of the most interesting ideas from the session today?
Well, in my mind, the only encouraging moment was when Sue Balter said that there was actually protection for the type of work that you're doing right now. This online journalism, citizenship journalism. Apparently the courts are doing work to protect people to do this kind of thing. Everything else was bleak. Almost all of the other First Amendment laws seem to be constraining freedom of speech. The constraint of freedom of speech in the academic world, the constraints on freedom of speech in corporations. And so it seems that commodification and the protection of property rights is trumping free speech in many areas, and it's constraining people's ability. So if you work for a corporation where there's a lot of corruption going on and you say something publicly about that corruption, you are not protected. If you are an academic giving a talk on national television and you don't have a disclaimer, oh, and by the way, I'm not representing the interests of Georgia State University, these are my own personal opinions, we must have all of these disclaimers to make sure that we're not liable as representing our corporate entity and the corporatization of higher education. So that's another problem. So the good news, we've got this new explosion of outlets for information. The bad news is it really doing anything? Are we just speaking to the air? And then the bad news is what's really happening with the courts in the protection and proliferation of dissenting voices, which we kind of got at the end with Dr. Gumpert's comments, is really our best protection from totalitarianism, the protection of dissent in as many outlets as possible.